Hello, scholarship seeker. You might have heard about the Chevening Scholarship, and you might wonder how to go about this scholarship application. In this video, I am going to take you through the step-by-step application processes involved in submitting a Chevening Scholarship. So therefore, I would entreat you to stay tuned till the end of this video. And oh, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share my content to reach a wider audience. Now, let's dive in. So, for the sake of people who might not know where to start from, I'm going to start the whole process from the beginning. All right. So, let's say we do not know which website to visit whatsoever. So, the easiest approach to get access to the website of the Chevening Scholarship is through Google search. Here, I type my Chevening Scholarship, and then it appears here. Here you can find detailed information about the scholarship, including eligible countries, programs, and so on and so forth. And here you can read about how to apply application timeline for the 2026-2027 academic year. And here you go directly and apply. But also you can find all this information listed below here when you click on this link. And then we can begin to read about the scholarship. So here is the Chevening scholarships. There are several different types of scholarships and programs, however, and fellowships. However, the Chevening scholarship is the broadest that covers over 160 countries. So let's dive in to read more or to learn more about some specific aspects of this scholarship. So they ask who can apply. And in answering this question, you can check eligibility. And with the eligibility, you must be a citizen of Chevening eligible countries. And here there are several. You can search if your country is eligible. You can type here, let's say Ghana, and then write, and then you can select scholarship, then search. If Ghana is eligible, you will see. Yeah, Chevening in Ghana. So study in the UK fully funded Chevening scholarship. Open for applications until 7th of October. So you can always search if your country is eligible by checking the eligible country or territory link, which can be found here. All right. So then whilst we are here, let's read more about what will make one eligible. You should be committed to returning to your home country for at least 2 years after scholarship ends, and then you must have at least 2 years of work experience following your undergraduate studies. And then you must hold an undergraduate degree that qualifies you for a UK master's program. As long as you are qualified to apply for a UK master's program, you would also be qualified in terms of your academic qualification. You must apply to 3 different and eligible UK university courses. So you can search for the UK universities through the link. Unfortunately, at this moment, the link is not working. Let me look at the courses too. All right, we will find out more about this one later. And then you must have received an unconditional offer from at least one of these course choices by the reference and education document deadline listed on the application timeline. So by the time you would apply for this scholarship, you must have applied to a UK university and have secured an unconditional offer. When we say unconditional offer, it means that you have been fully accepted. Your acceptance is not based on fulfilling a certain extra criteria. Okay, so that is it. And 2 updates to Chevening's eligibility criteria new this year. Only work experience gained after the date of your graduation would count towards the 2 years requirement. So what this means is that if you had been working during your study period, all those work experiences will not be considered. So let's say you started your bachelor studies in 2020, and then along the line in 2022, you found a job and you were working alongside your studies. So you complete your studies in 2024 and then you work one extra year and you want to combine that one extra year with the work experience you had during your studies. That will not be considered. You will be considered for or only the work experiences you gain following your graduation from bachelor studies will be considered. So if you had graduated 2023 and you have worked 2020, 2024, 2024, 2025 for 2 years, then you can apply for this program. But if you have more than 2 years work experience, that is also very much welcome. So assuming you graduated in 2020 and since then you have been working constantly without a stop or a break, or even with the breaks, but still make up the 2 years, that's fine. Also, they said they've made changes to the application form to better align with Chevening's meet to better align with Chevening's mission and evolving global priorities. The changes um, include the new and updated essay questions, including a stronger focus on how your course and university choices connect to global priority areas such as promoting growth and prosperity, building resilience in the climate vulnerable world, strengthening security and stability in a volatile world, and then supporting development for more inclusive and effective societies. We've also reduced the word limit for essay responses from 500 to 300 words to encourage you to share personal examples of your experience with greater clarity and focus. You can read more about our application criteria here. 4 questions to ask yourself before you begin. Do you have strong examples of your leadership and influencing skills? Do you have good examples of building professional relationships to achieve positive outcome? How does your career plan address both local and global challenges in alignment with UK priority areas? How will you how will your chosen courses support your ambition to drive change? So under each of these, you can find an extended questions, or if you will be invited for an interview, things that you should expect to answer or questions that you should expect to answer. Same for all. Same. Effective leaders are good at building relationship. If you are awarded a Chevening Scholarship, there will be plenty of opportunities to connect with other leaders in your field. We are looking for examples of how you've built strong relationships and how collaboration led to real measurable outcomes. So these are some of the things they'll be looking for in the course of reviewing your application. So take note, don't just apply, but take time to understand what you are entering into and prepare adequately for it. Okay, that said, I think we should go back and check some other important aspects of the scholarship call and application processes. We have checked this already, who can apply, and yeah, we checked the eligibility and work experience and all that. Now let's check about application timeline. The scholarship opened on the 5th of August, and you have approximately 3 months to apply. So if you have not already prepared yourself, you still have time to prepare adequately before 7th of October. And then when the application closes on 7th October, they will start to review the application and shortlist those who are more qualified or eligible. That should be done somewhere mid of February, and this shortlisted individual will be invited for interview. And then the interview will take place between March and April 2026, after which announcement or the results will be released for you to know whether you qualified or not. All things being equal, if you get the offer, you are likely to start your studies in September, October 2026 and finish somewhere in May 2027. So take note of these timelines. They are very crucial in your application process and also in your preparation towards the interview session when you are shortlisted. Under the scholarship, if you place your cursor on the scholarships, you can search for several other things like find a course. And here, let's see what courses we can search. Let's say I'm looking for a program in biomedical science. So I can search by biomedical science. If I find one, then probably yes. So they have MSc biomedical science, and then it is offered by the Abertay University, Faculty of Social and Applied Sciences. They also have the Medical Sciences with Industrial Practice, MSc. And then at Bangor University, they have also Medical Science, University of Birmingham School of. So you can search for any course of your interest. Let's say a course such as communication design or design communication. I'm not quite sure which of them. Let's see if such program will exist. Yeah, design, virtual communication. They have design communication, fashion, photography. Again, they have design communication, graphic design at Bristol. Communication design, MSD, Master of Design and Communication. So there are several of them that you can choose from. But remember, your program must meet the UK eligible priorities, must meet the UK priority areas, which we had earlier on reviewed. So that is how you can search for possible programs. And remember, you can apply up to 3 study programs in 3 different universities or 3 study programs in the same university. It's up to you and what you look out for. Now is the time to go through the application process. Of course, if you have time, you can also go through the frequently asked questions and you can read more about some questions that might pop up during your application process. For now, I assume that we don't have any question that will warrant us to go through the FAQs. So let me go back here and click on apply. And once you click on apply, you would have this interface which would ask you to input your country. So let me put Ghana, and the award I will select scholarship. And then if there's any scholarship, I will be notified. Chevening in Ghana again, apply today. Let me go back and try the other option, which is fellowship, and see if there is any such fellowship for Ghanaians. So I select Ghana again, and then I select fellowship. Any? There is no fellowship, Chevening fellowship for my country. So you see, I do not qualify for a fellowship. Now let me search again for China and see if they have any fellowship for China. These are all fellowships that the Chinese applicant will qualify for, and they are all still open. So always check your country and you will be informed about available openings. Let me check Nigeria. So Nigeria here, fellowship, let's see. I doubt there will be any fellowship for Nigerians. Okay, Chevening Oxford Center for Islamic Studies Fellowship. So this is also opened for Nigerians. And then let me also search by scholarship. And here we have Chevening in Nigeria, also open for application until 7th October 2025. All right, all this very well noted. Now, I would go back to my Ghana. Go back to my Ghana, select my scholarship, search, and then apply today. So this is the beginning of the application process, and you must read every detail on every page before you put in something. Here, I have to choose an award, but before then, I have to select my country once more. And here again, we go Ghana, and then I select Chevening 2025-2026. That is the award currently available. Then I click on continue. You have chosen to apply through Ghana for the Chevening Scholarship 2026-2027. To be eligible, you must hold citizenship of the country or territory you have indicated above. If this is not the case, please go back and set a different country, territory, or territory from the list. Right? It's still Ghana. So I go ahead with the application. This is a demo application, so don't worry about the information I input here. I would use some actual information for demonstration purpose, but it doesn't necessarily have to be about me. So let's say primary email address, I will select this one. And because I already have them, if you have never entered any information on your PC, or you are doing it on a new PC, you have to type everything, your email address, and then your phone number. Let's say recovery email address will be this one, and then I agree that I have read and understood Chevening Scholarship terms and conditions. If you have not read it, you can click on it and read thoroughly. Yes, I have done that, and then you click on continue. Now, summary of the information I provided is here. I would go through and then confirm and continue if everything is right. If there is something wrong or missing, I would have clicked on back, then it will take me back to make that correction. After this step, I would receive a message in my email, so I have to go into my email inbox or junk or spam folder, and then search for the verification email. So let's see here. So I have received a mail. Click on it. Hello, thank you for your interest in Chevening Scholarship. We strongly recommend you submit the application as soon as possible to avoid missing deadline, blah, 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 blah. Application portal, etc. Yeah, your personal data in this correspondence will continue to be managed in line with our policy. Okay, so now please verify your email address by following the link below to log into the application portal. So this is the important aspect, the most important aspect um, of the email. So eligibility requirement, page 1 of 2. Are you a citizen of Ghana? Okay, yes, I am. Will you return to Ghana after award has ended for a minimum period of 2 years? Yes. With this part, without selecting yes, you know that you're not going to be considered, because the scholarship also emphasized that they want people who are committed to returning to their country, home country, after at least for 2 years after the scholarship period, to impact lives and policies in their home countries. So by all means, you must select yes. Do you hold a recognized undergraduate degree that will be accepted for entry onto a postgraduate program in the UK university? Of course, if you do not, so here up to minimum, or is a second class upper. Of course, some universities might accept second lower 2-2, but for the purpose of this scholarship and to be more eligible for this scholarship, you must have at least a second class upper division or a first class. So yes, you must meet this criteria. If you don't have, then there's no need to bother going through this process. Did you graduate from undergraduate degree before October 2023? Yes. If you completed last year, forget it, because you wouldn't meet the 2 years post graduation work experience. Since completing your undergraduate studies, have you accrued a minimum required work experience? Of course, everything should be yes. Are you at least 18 years of age? Yes. Are you applying to fund a course of study in the UK in the autumn term 2026? Yes. After selecting all yes, you go to continue, and then they will take you to page 2, eligibility requirement. Are you a British citizen? No. Do you aspire to be, or are you already a leader, decision maker, or opinion former in your home? Yes. In the past 5 years, have you studied in the UK with funding from? No. If you have, you can select yes, but if you have not, no. Have you been employed in a permanent, temporarily, or internship role since October 2023 by the UK government or British Council? No. But maybe if you are working at the UK embassy in your home country or for the British Council, you can select yes. Have any of your immediate relatives been employed by the above organization since then? No. And the no is applicable to the application I am making. So that is it. You'll receive further instruction in your mail to continue your application. Please check your inbox, junk or spam folder. So let's go back to the inbox and check again. Good news. The responses you have given us indicate that you are eligible to apply for the scholarship. We strongly recommend again the same thing. Let's go here. Make a note of your success code. So I will screenshot this because you will need it. So that is done. I have screenshot it, and let me also take a photo of it. Now I can continue. Okay. Now I need to input my code. Woohoo! Then I submit. You can now continue with your application. So we go to the next step. Wow. So the next step, you are asked to put the 4, 5, and 6, and that is again, you have been notified about the deadline for the application. We have not submitted, of course. So now look over here. These are um the topics you would have to address in the application processes. In the application process. So you can take them one at a time. You start with personal details, given name, middle names, and then family name is there. If you have a preferred name, you can put any preferred name there, of course. Mm, okay. Yes. Okay, so the address line is there. A timer. The code is not really applicable here. Of course. Let me see if the listed here. Of course, this one. Um, here. Oh, you can save and complete, save progress. Okay. Save and complete. Let's see. Okay, so they said I should enter zip code because the zip code was not entered. Let me say the zip code is this, and then I can save and complete. And now citizenship and travel document. Yes. Um. Ooh. 2625 403. Do you hold dual citizenship? No. And here they're asking if you have another citizenship in another country, and since this applicant doesn't hold any other citizenship apart from Ghana, you select no. Do you hold refugee status? If you do, you say yes, but here the person does not. Do you hold any other form of legal residency? um, you hold legal residency if you are living somewhere other than, of course, if it was be in my case, I would say yes, but now it's not my case and the person does not hold any other form of legal residency. So here I have select no. And here they explain you hold legal residency if you are living somewhere other than your country of citizenship and you are residing there lawfully for a reason other than the short-term visit with a visit or tourist visa. Okay. Do you have a valid UK visa or permission to? No. Have you ever been refused? No. Have you ever been deported, removed, or no? Do you have any criminal convictions, either spent or unspent in the UK or in any other country? Sorry. No. Have you ever been arrested or charged with any offense in any country? No. Save and complete. Good. So just now we have finished two processes. Higher education history. You can add up to 15 entries. You must have completed your undergraduate degree by October 2023. So it says you haven't added any. So let me go here, add country, Ghana. Now the institution, um, Kwame Nkrumah. Where's Kwame Nkrumah here? Okay, next course title, communication design or design communication. I don't know. BA or BA. Yeah, let me pause and go and check. So yes, confirm BA. From first 01/09/2016 to 31/1/2017. 8 2020 result scale and percentage result 62.5. Yeah, so it's 64.99. I will save and close. Is it not save and complete? Dot. Okay, save and close, and then save and complete. Okay, so I just have one entry, so I will save and complete. One thing you should know about this scholarship is that if you already have a master's, or if you already hold master's and still have the requisite work experience, you can apply for a second master's. It doesn't matter, and you can just explain why you think that the second master's program funded by the Chevening Scholarship would be suitable and useful for your career development and also for the development of your home country. So if you have more qualifications, you can add them at the higher education history. Now let's go to work history. Tell us about your work history. Okay, and here again, you must have about this number of hours of postgraduate work experience. Postgraduate, so internships and volunteering during school, they don't count. And so we go here, and job title held administrative assistant. Where? Who was the employer? Ghana Cocoa. But sector, let me see. It's government policy. Okay, let me see which sector this could be. Mm. Okay, I will select HR or PR, and then employment type. It was full time. Start date 1st September 2023. No, 2020. No, and then here it's 31 8 2021. Hours of work per week 40. Save and close. Additional job title, marketing and sales specialist. Executive. Make your portfolios exciting. Employee, Samsung Ghana Limited. Sector, I saw marketing somewhere. Advertising and marketing. Employment type, full time. Start date April 2022. Yes, 40. Save and close. And then now you can save and complete. And then the next one is program of study. Tell us about your proposed program of study. All applicants are required to select 3 eligible UK master's courses as part of your application. This can be 3 different courses at the same university with similar course title, or 3 different courses with similar course titles from 3 different universities, or 3 courses at different universities, all with the same course titles. So let's see what we have here. Choose sector, art, design, creative industry. Let me go to advertising and marketing. And then let's see, first course, design, name of institution. Okay. So over here, you remember that when we started, I showed you, um, when we started, I showed you about find courses, right? So you can go back and check the available courses. Here I checked communication design, and a lot of universities popped up with the same program or a similar title. So I can go through the list, and then maybe I want to go with the University of Dundee and select that, or I can go to Falmouth University and then I will select MA Communication Design. So let's go to the application. What was the name? Falmouth. Falmouth University. Course title, Communication Design is here. MA, save and close. And then I would go again to my second choice. Let me go back and check what other programs I might be interested in. Robert Gordon University, Grade School of Art. Again, they have communication design there. So I can go for this, or I can go for, let's say, public policy. MA Global Public Policy, University of Birmingham. So I'm going for University of Birmingham. Or, well, also in selecting the universities, you must try to avoid universities that are likely to have higher competition. If you are not an excellent student with first class, almost breaking the GPA at 4.0 or 3.9 something, maybe just an advice from my side, go for the underdog university, to optimize your chance of those universities accepting you. So here I would go for, well, Birmingham is also a great university. Bristol is also a great university. Just that compared to Cambridge, probably I would go for either of these ones. But let's go through and see. Durham University. Yes, I will go for this one. Public policy at Durham. And the courses are P. Okay, you can see it's not here. Okay, it's here. Sorry. Public policy, MSc, save and close. And then I'm going for the third option. Third option. Oh, wow. Let me go back and see the courses again. I am more particular about courses where the applicant's previous background will make her more eligible. So I'm going for com design again. And there is a communication design, fashion photography. Well, this whilst this course may offer you admission, also you must check whether they would align with the Chevening Scholarship priority areas. So you have to be quite um, careful in selecting the programs. Okay, let me go and see marketing and advertising. Since the person is already in marketing and sales related job. Uh-oh. Find the course. Marketing. Okay. Advertising and marketing. Advertising, marketing, and the media. Great. University of Access is nice. MSc Digital Marketing and Advertising. University of Hull. MSc Postgraduate. Marketing Management with Advertising. University of Leeds. It's also a great university. Nottingham Trent. Advertising and Marketing Communications. So you can read more about this, and I would always ask that you read and make sure that you have the requisite background in these or the requisite criteria that the universities look out for in terms of the programs of choice before they will consider you for admission. You must make sure that you meet all the eligibility criteria for admission by the university and by the department. Don't just select them. So assuming that we have checked everything and all these programs here, the person um meets the requirement, I will go for the advertising, marketing, and the media. So this is by University of Access. Let me see the one by the University of Hull. MSc Digital Marketing and Advertising. Hmm. Goldsmith, University of London. Promotional media, public relation, advertising, and marketing. Seems like okay. Let me go for the Goldsmith and see. Let's back here. Goldsmith. Yes. Um, what was the program again? Promotional. Yes. So now I'm done with the three choices. I would save and complete. All right. The next, referees. Add a referee detail. You may add up to 2 referees. You have to put their name, their job title. If they are lecturers, if they are professors, yeah, you put it. Organization, institution. So if they are related to a university, you put a university's name. If, for example, this person still works with Samsung, maybe Hesperia, they can put the person's name and then the email address, phone number. How do you know this reference is academic? For example, school, college, blah, 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 employer, voluntarily, or others. You have to take one of them and then complete that part. Then you do same for the second person. Make sure that you have already informed the people whose information you are going to input here before you submit, so that they will be alerted whenever they receive an email. They will know that it's coming from you. Otherwise, people might consider it spam and delete them, and if you do not get the required reference or recommendation from these people, you might not be accepted uh, for the study program or for the scholarship, just because you couldn't get the right recommendation letters. Okay, I will go back and then close this one. Return to overview. So the referees are there, and then supporting statement. And here I think we're going to answer several aspects of the question. You remember at the beginning of this video, we talked about the priority areas where they were asking, do you have the leadership, the networking, and all that stuff? So the question is, describe a time when you demonstrated leadership. In your answer, please address the following. What was the context or challenge you faced? What specific actions did you take as a leader? What was the outcome? And what did you learn? How has this experience shaped your approach to leadership? You have to answer them with maximum 300 words and minimum of 100 words. So you have to type until you get the range within this range, and you cannot exceed it, or you cannot submit less than 100. Relationship building and influence. Again, you must address all these 4 questions in your 300 maximum words. How was your relationship formed, and what made it important? What did you contribute to this relationship, and what did you gain? How have you sustained and developed this relationship over time? How will these skills help you build connections within the Chevening community and beyond? So the question is, tell us about a professional relationship you have built and maintained. In your answer, please address, and you will address these 4 questions. And the third one, the course choice and global challenge. Explain your first choice of course and university. Please relate your answer to one of the UK priority areas for Chevening as referenced on the Chevening website here. Of course, we have read that already. What is the specific priority area you wish to address? How will your chosen course equip you to contribute to addressing this theme? Why have you selected your particular university in the UK? How do you plan to immediately apply the knowledge or skills you gain after your studies? So here I would want us to um, do a little bit of uh, deliberation. All right. So what is the specific priority area you have chosen? Assuming I have chosen something around, or the person has chosen something around climate change and vulnerability, then this person definitely has something aligned. And of course, everywhere in this world, we're talking about the impact of climate change, and measures are being taken to ensure sustainable climate activities everywhere in the world, including Ghana or including your local country. You might also be in a different field with a different challenge. You should also be able to highlight it. And how the second question, how will your chosen course equip you to contribute to addressing this theme? Of course, if you're already working in the field and you have already attained superficial knowledge through your undergraduate studies to enable you to pursue an advanced program in this field, in the climate change field whatsoever, then it is assumed that you're going to acquire advanced knowledge and skills, tools, and research that will facilitate your ability to dive into the nitty-gritties of the subject area and be able to offer professional um, advice or expect opinion to influence policies and stuff. If there is a specific area you can highlight and say, for this particular thing, I can studying this would give me that knowledge to be able to implement this particular policy or influence policy in this particular area when I return to my home country, you can mention it. And then why have you selected your particular university in the UK? So even though I mentioned that you should select the underdogs to enhance that you are admitted by the university, you should find the unique preposition of these universities. For example, the kind of faculty members that they have, their approach to teaching and research in the area, if they offer opportunity to intern and have hands-on experience during the study program, you can highlight it. If their teaching strategy is unique and resonate with you, you must highlight that. And yeah, to 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 address the third question, and how do you plan to immediately apply the knowledge or skills you have gained after your studies. Let's assume that you're already working in a particular field, you've obtained steady leave. So you should mention that upon your return, you're going to apply for promotion based on your qualification, and this promotion will come with a management role or operational roles where be directly you can directly be involved with policymakers and lead projects that will bring the expected change in that field. I am not using specific scenarios because I am quite unsure what you will be looking for or what you'll be considering. But for example, if let's say you are going for finance, masters in finance and stuff, and you are from Nigeria, and you realize that in Nigeria fintech is a challenge, or the adoption of fintech, the adoption of international reporting standards are something missing in the auditing and the finance sector, and also acquisition of capital by small and medium enterprises are missing. And you hope that your knowledge will help you um, help fill these gaps in Nigeria. You can mention that you come back, join the local or auditing firms or finance institutions, set up consultations to assist and educate people in the aspect of correct international reporting practices, help industries, financial industries or companies or institutions to integrate fintech in their activities, etc. You can be very specific. So please take note about these, the requirements of these essays, and prepare adequately for them. Career plan and impact. Outline your medium and long-term career plans. Please relate your answer to a key challenge or priority facing your country or region. I think I mentioned some of them in my earlier message, that let's say in the next 5 years following your graduation, you intend to join, let's say, the Forestry Commission of Ghana to apply the advanced knowledge you have obtained in MSc Forestry in any UK university of your choice, to promote forest reservation management, etc aspect of it. In the long term, you hope to maybe take courses or even venture into a PhD program, which will help you to become a fully fledged researcher in the field, so that you can establish consultancy that will look out for promotion and better management of forest reserves in Ghana and then Africa as a whole. And you might even as well be open to joining global um, global institutions or setups that will require your service to promote good forest practices whatsoever you intend to. So this needs to be well and carefully planned in advance. Don't worry if you need 2-3 days to carefully write and answer all this. And at this juncture, I will say that if you would need help answering this in specific field, you can always contact me. You can first draft your responses to these questions on a Microsoft Office Word document, send it. I will review it. We can have a call, discuss it, and then you would refine it to suit the call. So I'm always open to help. Let's just get in touch. All right. So let's say we have finished this aspect, even though I haven't put in any word there. I will return to the overview, and we are almost towards the end. Country or territory of birth, of course, it's Ghana. Province or region, Greater Accra. Do you consider yourself to be disabled person? No. If yes, there is no. So all these are not necessary. Do you consider yourself to be part of any minority or disadvantaged group in your? No. Do you live in any of these areas? The capital city in your country? No. Another urban area, for example, a city that is not the capital city or town. Wait. Yeah, of course. What type of school did you mainly attend between age 11 and 6? Independent, independent or free paying school? Bursary, no, independent, state run, state funded school, and selective. Yes. What? So, okay, let me try to explain some of these here and why I selected this. So, the person has attended a government sponsored uh, public secondary school between age 11 and 16. So, that is non-selective, but here independent or fee paying school bursary. So maybe this might be more or less related to private schools that you pay, independent of fee paying school, no bursary. So here they don't offer any assistance. And then state run or state funded, selective on academic, faith, or other grounds. And in Ghana, this kind of um, option doesn't exist. If you don't know, of course, you can say you don't know, because this might be quite UK specific and you might not find um, the closest in your country. So you can say you don't know all others. If you select others, you may be asked to, but yeah, we know about this one. What is the highest level of qualification achieved by either of your guardians by the time you were 18? No formal qualification or form 4, I think. Qualification below degree level. Yeah. You save and complete, and then submit application. You cannot submit yet because all has not been completed. So you see, the application process is quite simple. Where you need to work a lot is the first program of study. Make a good research about the programs on the university's website. Check how the what is unique about the university in terms of that particular program, and what you would obtain or achieve that you cannot achieve if you selected a different university or a different program. Secondly, the referee aspect. Again, I said you should pre-inform them before you input their details and alert them upon submission that you have selected them as your referee, and they should expect to receive an email from the Chevening Scholarship Secretariat or Directorate. Yeah, and then the supporting statement. Here, spend ample time to craft a standout uh, responses for each of the 4 questions select asked. And I hope that if you excel in that line, you would be getting closer to being shortlisted. I think this is the part that will separate you apart from your GPAs. This is the part that will separate excellent applicants from non-excellent applicants. Also, in selecting or uh, inputting the referee's information, you must find referees who are willing to write excellently about you and recommend you without any reservation. If you are not sure, if you're going to put somebody who will put just general information and average information about you, you may miss out on the competition. So take note of it. And once everything is done, you can click to submit your application. On this note, I wish you the best, and hopefully you will be successful with this application, so that next year you will be telling me that thank you for the insight you provided me. I have been elected Chevening Scholar. Bye.